Hey, hola. How are you guys today? It is Wednesday. Geez, I keep forgetting like the dates. It's April. Is it 18th? Shoot. Okay, so we have some serious business to talk about. So, number 4 is the first part of April, the dates. Today is the 18th, which will make a 9. And then 2019, that makes a 12. Put those numbers together, you have 3. 3 and 4 makes 7. 7 and 9 makes 16, which makes a 7. So you will see an act of some sort of holiness today, because the controllers, I like to call them the controllers, the powers that think they be, are going to show something today that would remark togetherness and supernatural healing of some sort. That's just how they operate. There's so many people who talk so much about the same stuff all the time that I was on a live stream. I was in a chat room of a live stream yesterday of someone who they have really good information, but I kind of see where the demise is in the YouTube community. And the demise is I just laugh because it's just funny now. Everybody, you can plant one source of information and everybody just kind of gets the stomach virus of it. Just pooping all over the place with the same information, right? You gotta make fun of it, because if you don't bring it to light, if you don't bring, like, light meaning you gotta put laughter and joy in places. This is like kind of like a lot of times when people refer to Jesus about something, he does laugh. If you actually have a in-depth connection to his spiritual consciousness, the Christ spirit is different than Jesus the Spirit, but together is what we're all on this journey about. When the integration of the configuration of the physical form of this spirit and the metaphysical component of the spirit, when they actually work together. So a lot of times, like my soul, you can feel my soul through the camera, which is probably why I don't get a lot of negative comments on my videos, because I really just try to be authentic and not do all this screenshot this and prove that and fear porn that and Nibiru this and Trump is evil that, and it's just funny because everyone follows so much narrative, and I think it's just so interesting that when someone is not paying attention to the narrative, people don't want to listen. So jumping another topic here, like yesterday I wrote I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, I hope it does, but I kind of I tweeted Kim Kardashian and a couple other celebrities, because they're kind of smart in a way, believe it or not. They're smart because instead of using their fame for likes, and instead of using their body for sexual, immortality, I don't know what you want to call it, they're actually using their voice now. It's kind of like when you use the system against itself. And I've been watching certain celebrities or people of big fame caliber, and I don't know, there's something, I'm an empath too, and I am a little bit psychic. So a lot of times when I can look at somebody, I just know there's no deception, there's no corruption, there's no Satan worship, there's no evil in certain people. So when I it's not like I read on Kim Kardashian, it's just what I sense of her is and karmic undoing And by carrying out her father's legacy of law and, doing the right thing about the law, since now she knows the ins and outs of the industry, she's going to fight back and she's going to kick some ass, dude. Like, I really feel that she is going to find and justify she's going to really be a pivotal change. Watch. Mark my words. Because she's smart. She's the only person who I've witnessed go back and get educated on what's right and wrong and what's the legal and what is the law. Because what's illegal doesn't mean that it's breaking the law, believe it or not. The justice system and the legal system are different. You have state and federal systems as well. You have congressional. There's so much. A lot of this stuff I didn't even know. A lot of it is just channeled information where I can go to the Akashic records and pull the information out. But I tweeted a few celebrities and saying, can we focus on, how the Obama administration left Haiti, after a horrible earthquake? They didn't get any help or refuge or nothing. We still don't know what happened to Haiti. And it's like there's starving children there. There's power grid out there. Cuba as well from the hurricane last year. Where's their relief? Puerto Rico, can they put money towards fixing up the slums? Syria, there's refuge. Like, hello, Democrats, put your money together and make a foundation to help, the refugees that, Trump did not help, because Hillary wanted to help out 500,000 refugees, women and children who were being abused in Syria, and she wanted to green card them and put them in our country. Well, but what happened to that goal after you didn't win president, Miss Clinton? So these are things that I think out loud is, why are people donating billions of dollars to the cathedral when Paris is good on their own? They are a strong, built-to-strength community. I've worked in, even like in my field of career, I provide a service for people who are from France, Italy, Venice. Oh, Venice is Italy. Sicily's Italy, Aaron. But the whole area of France, they're very strong. They're not really affected. They're not feel sorry for us type of people. Italians are the strongest, mother tuckers like I've ever met. Like, you don't mess with me. Don't talk. Like, eat my food and my cookies. They're strong. And you guys see the Jersey Housewives, the whatever part of Italian that they are. But you see that they just they never surrender to BS. They don't. And they're very loyal people. So why would you want to show sympathy for one of the strongest communities in the world without money involved and without fame and celebrityism? So I just was kind of upset. Like I said, she wants to donate, I don't know what, $113 million. And I'm like, why are you guys, what's with 113? Like 3, 4, 5, why the number 5? Power number. I've been saying this in the last 4 videos. You guys, you need to help me find out what 5 means. Or in the book of Genesis, what was the 5th day? Because 4 was the day of beginning completion. Anyways, what else did I say? There was refugees in Syria that needed help. There's starving children in Africa. $1 million can really help an economy survive a good 3 to 6 months, believe it or not. It doesn't take much. How many of us work how many hours a week in order to have, $2,000 to $3,000 to survive 1 month? So imagine what $1 million can do. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm saying. And I just hope that like my message can get around. I'm really trying to use my public figure in some way, not to cross the boundaries or break the rules or, you know, have them after me. But it's just, I try to bring realization because I feel like it's time to just start speaking out and not having fear about standing up to situations. I think that's why dark forces are there on purpose, intentionally. They are to inspire the light to grow up, because the light's not doing anything. We're just sitting and contemplating and channeling, but what are we doing physically? Nothing. And so I was in a chat yesterday, and they were talking about, you know, the intent behind, you know, why the fire and the IPEC goat. You know, it was all there. So why is everyone shocked when you knew IPEC goat said the cathedral was going to fall, the Antichrist was going to come out the canal? And the lady of Revelation, she is in her birthing right now. That's going to be my next video. Labor is going to be from the 21st of this month until the 21st of May. We're going to see quite a show. How do I know this? Because I usually get stigmatic experiences before everybody else does. This is why in my video yesterday, I was saying, like, you don't want to become a multi-dimensional being just because. Like, if you're going to become a multi-dimensional being, you better be able to stand up and do something about it. And learn how to guard and protect yourself, and learn how to take the punch and take the hit when stuff's coming after you. You know, I kid you guys not, when I'm home and I'm in my new apartment now, and every time before I go to sleep, I feel the pull, the sleep paralysis ready to. I always thought sleep paralysis was like a sign of resurrection, where you die and you come back. And I have such a fear of that feeling, because I know when I'm about to go under sleep paralysis, and it's really scary. I feel everything in my body stops functioning, and it's literally just my breath. Like the heart even once, it feels like you don't even feel your heart beating. That's some scary shiitake mushrooms. And yesterday I felt like there was an entity in my, it was like my back was facing, it's weird, it's like my back was facing west. That's when, every time my back's facing west, I feel this, my kundalini's facing west, and I feel like something just wants to take me to another astral plane. And I get nervous or scared because we don't really know about abduction. But I know when I had sleep paralysis last year, I was having dreams of living in two different realities. I literally was recollecting where I was going every night and doing the things that I was doing there as a human being, and doing things here when I woke up. But I had to like figure out where I was, or I have to write down, when you wake up, today is Thursday, because it's some scary stuff. Like, we are in some real, I was telling my friend yesterday who deals with me and all this stuff, she's as crazy as I am, but I was telling her things are about to get real quick. And there's no joke here. I think some people, they take it as a laughing matter that, well, Armageddon will be here and we'll just blow up and die, but it's okay, I did my part. And it's like, no, you didn't do your part. Because reciting what someone else posted only means you're carrying out their mission and their job. And if that person is reptilian controlled, then you're carrying out reptilian assignments. So, and this is why I kind of don't like to pay too much attention to the news, because it's all reptilian controlled. Reptilian is not supposed to be like this. People can refer it as reptile creature, alien beings, extraterrestrials from another galaxy. Or you could look at it as mind control, because the serpent in the very beginning, he was wise, he was knowledge. He was the tree of knowledge. You want to know everything? Well, eat from this tree, or come sleep with me, Eve. I can give you everything you want in the world. And that's what you see in the music industry. That's what you see in the Zionist movement. Like, these are things that we should already know, but then we have to start acting on a future density. Start putting out things that people can reflect on and go, oh, that's why I appreciate whoever gives me these messages. I already know. It's our divine counsel. They're called the divine counsel, and they always appreciate that I'm more willing to sacrifice my image and my career and put myself on the line and go through this scrutinizing experience in order to bring the truth. And they never give up on me, and I think that's the part where people get scared about, is like they care so much about their image, and they care too much about survival. And yesterday I had an epiphany. I was like, for the longest time, I've been afraid of not surviving or having to work hard in order to get by. And I think that's what triggers anxiety, as well as maintaining these gifts and maintaining these messages. They have to keep coming out, and when you don't say anything, you go through afflictions. It's free will until you decide to do something. Then you have to upkeep what you're doing. It's like a car. You can't just drive your car without oil changes, gas, and washing the car. It's the same stuff. I hope this is inspiring and insightful. There was one thing I left out, and I totally blanked on it. I forgot. But I really do hope that those celebrities who I tweeted would, it would be so cool if they can, retweet what I said. That would be awesome. Then I would really have to clean up my act, because everybody would be looking at me. And that's the one thing I do get nervous about. This is just a personal thing for everybody. I get really nervous that what I say on this channel, I don't say it on Facebook, because Facebook is not... There's so much control over... Oh, I know what I was going to say. There's so much control over Facebook, and so much redirecting, that you don't really get what you need out of... there's no truth that can stay on Facebook. YouTube's a little different. The people behind YouTube know the agendas, and if you know I hate to say this, Illuminati card game, sometimes they will allow certain things to get by because it's part of the plan, it's part of the agenda. So once you learn, it's kind of like, I was fortunate to know through my ability let me turn off my blinker, to know who was part of that group. And then I was actually fortunate that someone, I don't know if she spies on me or not, but I just assume that she's always checking on me because I say a lot of stuff. And if I was out of line, she does kind of give me a hint, or she does give me a little I benefit from that, and I'm fortunate, and I turn down a couple deals. I'm like, nope, sorry. But I know that many of them from that side of the team, they want to know, how do I know this? How do I have these gifts? And it's on their level, but then it's like, well, but had I not dabbled in darkness, I wouldn't be using, not dark art, but I wouldn't be using the knowledge of the dark arts, or using the knowledge of opposition, using the knowledge of the as above, or what do you call it? The Venus you know, the Venus power, you know. The only thing that I usually just stay far away from is if I sense Saturn, the cube, the box, I just stay far away. Once you guys understand Greek mythology of Kronos, connect to Saturn, Lucifer, Zeus, Jupiter, you kind of start to understand there's an Enlil Enki there. There's an Anunnaki. The two sun brothers of the Hopi Kachina prophecy. It's the same. There's always these two sides, Cain and Abel, Horus, Osiris, Ra, and that's where I get confused. Osiris, Ra, and Horus. Ra was the brother of Osiris, right? And he killed Osiris, and Isis put him back together as Horus. But Horus was not who he was when she put him back together. And who put him back together? It was the Anunnaki. Adana, Diana, Isis, Eve. What's her name? Yeah, Diana of Babylon, the queen. Same thing. It's all the same person. Be fortunate that there's someone to translate. It took me a year to figure out how to integrate all these different characters. Oh, and the one thing I'm mad about. Yeah, I have to make another video today. The one thing I'm mad about, the crown of thorns. Why on earth? The one thing that really enraged me yesterday was that they would flash what they call the crown of thorns, allegedly that was on Jesus's head. And it's like something as so important that could have validated his well-being. You want to say it now? What, 2,900 years after his death? After manipulating so many people, after getting people to worship, you know, the mother of, you know, the virgin birth of this amazing ascended master, you want to now flash the crown of thorns? You want to leave people in delusion and corruption against religion when the crown of thorns was in your possession? You could have said something. Oh, that's just what makes me so freaking mad, is that something that could tie in one part of biblical history that we all cannot find, we can't see. We all have to have faith and discernment, and we all have to keep seeking answers through faith. Now we see something. So now you're validating that the resurrection is true. The same week of Resurrection Sunday, you want to flash the crown of thorns. Shame on you. Oh, I wish I were a little more angry. I'm just so pissed at the world. The people behind having these items and such objects of value and information, data, and I was heartbroken and saddened on Tuesday that they wanted to destroy everything that could have pieced a lot of these missing 16 chapters of the Bible. How do I know this? Because I have abilities, and I know. You gotta destroy people were learning about Enoch, and what do you think? Enoch's a second witness, or a first witness, and if you were to collaborate Elijah and Enoch as one bloodline, or of two, same father, two different mothers, Abraham, Sarah, Abraham, Hagar, you want to corrupt one, which was the complete truth, and the other, which was the long way around the block. Elijah was the long way around the block. Enoch was a shortcut through an alley. And So you would think that the two witnesses are in the Akashic records right now, throwing the files down on Earth, and people are picking up on it. Everybody who's in their divine truth and everybody who is on point is talking about the Book of Enoch. I think the people who are being deceived are focusing too much on Nostradamus, because Nostradamus, prophecy is prophecy, but if you can't interpret words, if you don't know how to interpret, like fire in the Bible or fire in general means love, compassion. It doesn't mean nuclear war, people. Wake up. And our star brothers, the Pleiadians, whatever extraterrestrial beings, they already have shown and told us that they will always diffuse us of a nuclear attack. So why North Korea? Because it is a script to distract people to look that way, so that the real plan can be infiltrated. And Trump signed an executive order last week. It is the EMP, what do you call it? It's basically to stop an EMP. Like, basically, we're good. There is no war in America. Like, it's clear. But people don't want to listen because their hate and rage and self-entitlement is in the way. So that's why you got to drop the ego, because discernment will increase. But people don't want to listen to a guy who has words for wisdom and divine intuition. And, you know, one lady asked me today, she said, how do you, well, she was talking about wanting to heal her body, and she's like, I don't have immortality, the power of immortality. I got to figure out how to at least get to 80 years old. And I'm like, I know the secret to immortality. It's kind of no secret. No one is just sharing it because all the messages are fogged and corrupted with other, you know, malarkey. Try to go 24 hours without saying anything about anyone. I said this in my last video. If you try to go without judging anything, you know, eat good food, make good food for yourself, have a glass of wine, if that's what floats your boat. I'm gonna have a glass of wine this afternoon, because I feel like something about, like, where I need to just I'm just gonna try it out for one day a week. And then tomorrow's my crazy day, so I think I need to put citrus acid. What's the word? Help me, people. The acid from fruit. Anyway, I could just eat fruit or have a sangria. Ooh, I can make sangria. I'm distracted. Anyways, what I was telling her was that the path to immortality is to live a life without judgment, because you're so fulfilled with joy, happiness, and gratitude that the placebo effect will feed your immune system. Yeah, like, your immune system is key to living, right? You guys see my muscles and everything. Oh yeah.